It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But contradict everything, question everything. When I say it's not your fault, I'm lying to you because it is your fault. But what do I mean, God? Why are you talking like that? It's your fault if you do nothing about the trauma that you have been placed upon subconsciously, basically. I don't like that. I'm going to do that again. Let's do that again. Fuck that, because I was going to edit it, but it's like, nah, just go raw with it, God. So for one, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But I'm lying to you by saying that to you. Contradict everything, question everything. It is okay to make a mistake in your past currently. Why? Because you're building for your future. If you do not heal your trauma, you are basically going to live your whole life a victim. And when you live your whole life a victim, how will your program operate every single day? As a what? Through what mentality? Victim mentality. Your trauma is not your fault, gang. Reflection, divine reflection, higher mirage, whatever you want to call family. We are all spiritual family, and physically we have forgot what family looks like because we are too infatuated by how the vessel looks, by how your costume looks. What do I mean? I have a young audience as well. So to my people who are already divine, to my people who are already chosen, you already know what I'm talking about. To my young geniuses that don't understand what the costume or the vessel means. For one, this right here, this my body right here. This is not real in existence, but what is real in existence? So by me hitting myself, my mind believes it or perceives it to be real. But spiritually, I know that my hand is phasing through my body, meaning that my hands are flowing right through my spiritual sense of myself. So I am projecting what I think is real, but my mind can't comprehend reality in a non-fictional illusion that I think is actually an illusion. But I'm existing in it because I am a walking illusion, giving you this video through an illusion called an iPhone, meaning that the trauma that you went through or that you are going through or that you will go through, it's meant to happen to you for a reason. I already meditated today, iPhone. Thank you for the notification. Now, you are going through that trauma or that trauma experience because, for one, in your past life, you have done something to where karma and dharma, when these laws, so it's polarity, good and bad, all of that. When you understand karma and dharma, whatever you did in your past life will catch up to you. So the thing is, to somebody watching this, you believe you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, 40 years old, so on and so forth. You believe that this is your age, but you can never age. If you were made in the image of the Almighty Creator, how can you age as a thought? When you are a thought, you have no age limit. So you are literally an unlimited being that has no age because you are an infinite creator that is literally ageless. Because you are ageless, you can never age in this existence. So why are you celebrating a birthday when you are killing your existence for you to perish and be diminished from your subconscious mind or your subconscious thought process, God? So by you thinking that you're going through trauma, you are lying to yourself by believing that this trauma actually existed. But the thing is, though, you never existed through that trauma phase that you went through. Why? Because your subconscious mind was literally groomed by somebody else's subconscious mind that was been programmed by trauma. So trauma was walking in front of your face, showing you love, giving you hugs, giving you kisses, giving you satisfaction, caressing your body, all of that shit. It was weird in your format, but in their way, through their perception and love, they thought that was love for you, and they didn't know how to stop because no does not mean no to some people, which is why you have to make sure you heal yourself and tell yourself no when you gave yourself the negative program that you call trauma or assault or rape or whatever the case may be. This shit get deep. Why? Because we allow ourselves to get that deep within this existence. Because for one, you are underwater anyways. What do I mean? For one, because you are underwater, you forgot that you are literally existing in this time continuum of an element that you are a part of, and you are a stream of this element called water. Because you are a stream of element called water, you have to let your mind flow in this existence. You have to become conscious and let yourself flow while living and breathing and seeing what you're going through. Because once trauma is in your face, you have to be able to check it in the room and check it before it even steps into the room. Check it before it even calls you, sends you a message, before it messages you on the game, before it says, hey, what's your name? Or hey, can I ask you something? Or hey, you want to come with? No, you had to check trauma and be like, no, I don't want to do that. No, like, it's okay to say no. And if people get hurt, that's okay. And no is a complete sentence. So if somebody says, I want to love on you. No, I don't want love from you. On top of that, somebody says, hey, are you okay? Like somebody's violating you and they're saying, can I keep going? Can I get closer? You say no. You have to be able to die for your life. You have to be able to fight trauma to enhance the love for yourself. Because if you are looking for love outside of yourself after your trauma phase has punched you like Mike Tyson, then you're going to be finding love in the wrong places. Because for one, you should always go within to find yourself, to love yourself, because nobody else can love you but who? God. you. So because you are loving you more than you have to be able to look into the past when you're sitting in your room, because for one, you cannot heal your past when you're at the club, when you're going for drinks, when you're smoking at a bar, when you're going to a bar, when you're going to a club, when you're going to a comedy session, when you're going driving around the city, when you're walking, when you're talking, when you're going to school, when you're going to work, when you're playing a game, when you're playing sports, whenever you're prostituting, whenever you're sex trafficking, whatever the case may be, when you're rapping, teaching, doesn't matter. You cannot heal yourself when you're doing outside noises to go within to find out that you have no noise to be hearing in the first place. Because what did you hear in that moment from the past? Nothing, because it does not exist. Somebody be like, well, you can't tell me my past don't exist because I experienced it. I lived through, I remember every single day. So you thought. I'm not saying that your past does not exist, but it did exist. But the thing is though, are you existing right now? Yes, currently. So can you go back to yesterday? No, you cannot. Can you go back to 2 years ago, 5 years ago? No, you cannot. But your subconscious can. Why? Because it believes it to be in a different dimension that you exist in. Meaning that if you are able to see, like, so Dr. Strange, for example, if you were able to actually go through a different dimension, a portal, a time limit with no limitations, excuse me. If you see how limited your ego is actually in this realm of existence, you can go into a different plane of existence and see what you are going through. By you going to that situation, you are able to observe yourself through a dream, meaning that your trauma is a nightmare. So when you go to bed and you have nightmares, you're running from yourself and your accountability and your healing phase. Because why? You have to heal these demonic forces that are a part of you, because your demons have groomed you into what they were groomed into. Your demons groomed you to what they were groomed into. That's exactly why they love when you're in a sad state of mind. Imagine waking up every single day being sad about your reality that you thought you went through in the past. Imagine being whatever years old till today watching this video. Every day you lay down in your room, you close the door, you turn the light off, or you have the lights on. You have candles on, you have no TV on, you may have the game on or Netflix playing, Hulu, whatever the case may be, but you have it paused. Before you go to bed, your phone's not even on. But you sit there, you look up at the ceiling and you tell yourself, actually you don't even tell yourself, you replay that same exact moment every single day, every single night. And you know it doesn't do you no good. But all it does is hurt you from what you're trying to become, which is your higher self. You have to love what you went through, my boy, and my young sweetheart, my young princess. Why? Because by you loving what happened to you, it'll help you develop and it'll help you evolve into learning a lesson. You did not get hurt, you did not get groomed, you did not get assaulted, or you did not get killed. But I'm lying to you by saying that to you. What I mean is, for one, you are a dreamer dreaming unconsciousness consciously. Aha! Aha! Oh yeah! Yeah! You are a dreamer unconsciously dreaming in this dream right now. Every day, your ego will replay the same exact traumatic phase that you thought you escaped from. But no, because your ego was so infatuated by that moment. And the thing is too, the mind is so sick. There are some people who will get groomed by that program, and they will embody it so much to the point where they will grow up as men and women. They'll get into an industry, or they'll get into societies or communities, and they will do the exact same thing to young men and women, and nobody will notice it. Why? Because of their gender or their identity or their position in life, because of the money that they have accumulated over the time limit of their traumatic phase in life. People will praise pedophiles. People will praise sellouts because they have money or they have attachments to their works or their acts. But people don't know how these people act behind closed doors. Just like your trauma. Nobody knows how trauma affected you behind closed doors besides you. Nobody can heal you but you. You can go to therapy every single month, every single year if you want to. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Every time you go to therapy or trauma, all you're doing is paying somebody to hear your thoughts that you can hear for yourself and heal through the universe. Imagine talking to a therapist, expecting them to give you insight on yourself when you are yourself talking to yourself through a therapist. So this therapist was never there. You are the therapist talking to yourself. That's why therapists sit there and say, tell me more. They're getting paid off of your unconsciousness and your feelings, because you can't feel yourself in the room. So you got to go into a room to have somebody feel your unconsciousness and your trauma to where they can feel bad for you. They don't care about your feelings, my nigga. All they want is to give you medicine. They want to give you validation and attention. They want to give you what you think you need, but you don't need that shit at all, because you are the medicine that they need. You are the prophet they need to sustain their reality. They gonna do trauma too, but why would a therapist talk to you about their trauma, my nigga? You come to them for that. But who asked a therapist, how are you feeling? Nobody asks a therapist how they're feeling or what they went through. Nobody questions or nobody interviews a therapist. Why? Because nobody gives a fuck about a therapist, because we are all narcissistic, believing that what we think is actually reality, but nothing is real to reality. Because if you walked up to reality and said, reality, what are you? Oh, what? You were expecting an answer? Exactly, nigga. There is no answer because you can't hear shit because there's nothing to be talking about anyways. That's exactly why when you're wise enough and you say nothing and you hear yourself by going within by saying nothing, you stop becoming ignorant. You stop becoming ignorant and you become more wise in your ignorance, because you were ignorant to the fact that you were always the golden child. You were always the star that was going to shine. But you got to understand, we live in a world full of demonic frequencies. So because of that, and Luciferian deities, because of that, you are an angelic frequency. You are the black sheep of the family. So because you are an angel walking in a demonic realm as a demonic frequency as yourself, you have to be able to heal yourself by looking into the mirror and saying, I love you. Whatever your name is. If your name is Destiny, if your name is Derek, if your name is Divine, whatever the case may be, I love you, Divine. No matter what you went through, it's okay. Look at you. You're beautiful. You're still handsome. You're successful. You're wise. You're amazing. You're a great teacher. You're a great student. Like whatever you can say, whatever, you are healthy, you can say whatever you want, but you have to be able to do that, and you have to be able to understand that it's going to be a job. It'll be a chore to keep up with yourself, because if you don't, you're not learning shadow work anymore, because shadow work literally means that you have to face your demons and say, all right, look, little nigga, we went through some shit and you're happy about that. But guess what? I'm not happy about being sad and thinking about the past that never really happened. So I'm going to build for my future right now by healing what I went through. I'm going to currently love myself every single day, starting right now. And your demon's going to say, yeah, right. Then what? Today's Wednesday. So Thursday comes. Yeah, right. Friday comes. You're still healing. You're still loving yourself. Yeah, right. 5 months come down. 5 months go by. Your ego says, yeah, right. When you go, are you gonna keep this up? Like, I want you to remember what happened to the past, and you're still loving yourself. But you're saying, subconscious, shut the fuck up. I'm going within. I love myself. And your subconscious says, my fault. This is your life, your world. You got this. So now your ego observes you loving yourself like you should have been doing from the start, before you were actually growing into assault or into that program that you try to run away from, to the points where you wanted to kill yourself. That's exactly what they wanted to do when they went to that same exact program as well. It's not your fault, baby girl. It ain't your fault, God. It's not your fault, King. It ain't your fault, Queen. It ain't your fault, celestial deity watching this video. But it's your fault if you do nothing about your healing. If you do not want to heal yourself, just know you will die in that phase of trauma, to the point where it will eat your soul alive, to where you will never be able to actually articulate how you went through this traumatic experience, to the point to where you'll confront people, you'll talk to people in society, and all you'll do, you'll project hurt upon people. All you'll talk about is hurt. All you'll gossip about is hurt. All you'll hear through music is hurt. All you'll watch is hurt. All you will do is keep hurting yourself. All you will do, you will eat ice cream, you'll eat fast food, you'll eat the feelings away or the experiences away. But guess what? You cannot run from yourself, God. You cannot. You have to face yourself, your demonic self from the past. You have to currently say, I love you, demonic frequency. No matter how much you hate yourself, and by projecting this thought process that I thought I went through, no matter what you do, I love myself. I love what I went through. Why? Because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be who I am today. So who are you today? And if you give me an answer, that shows you how sleepy you are. Because how are you awake in a world full of illusions through sleeping vessels calling themselves woke? But how are you woke when you still sleep? And how are you still asleep when you still awake? It's all a dream, family. Your mind is not real. You are not real. You are an experience. You are a thought from your mom and your dad's perception, if you want to call it that, or perspective. This is your experience. Whatever you do with it is up to you. Nobody can save you but you. God will not save you. Jesus cannot save you. Satan can't even save you. These are all titles placed upon your consciousness. Your mom and dad can't save you, because when they're gone, who will hold your hand? Who will guide you to the water and not make you drink it? I love you. Have a great day, God and Goddess.